Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a fitness professional, a coach, or an instructor who has ever fired up a webcam to run a session, you already know the landscape has completely shifted. Delivering physical activity online, it's not just a temporary fix anymore, it's a fundamental part of the industry. But with that incredible reach comes a whole new set of rules. So today, we're walking through your ultimate blueprint for delivering online sessions safely, legally, and confidently. We're pulling directly from the official CIMSPA guidelines to organize what can feel like a chaos of legal requirements into a clear, super manageable process. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the why. Why do we even need to jump through these digital hoops? Well, because the impact of what you do is absolutely staggering. When people participate in sport and physical activity, it reduces our risks of major illness by a massive 50%. Half. Plus, it has proven incredible benefits for mental well-being, drastically lowering depression and anxiety across the board. That massive opportunity is exactly why expanding your reach online is so powerful. You're literally changing lives from a distance, and that scale is incredibly exciting. But, and this is a really big but, with this new medium comes a very real set of new risks. The safety considerations completely change when you aren't physically in the same room as your client. And here's the kicker. Ignorance of the rules isn't a defense. A simple misstep could actually invalidate your hard-earned insurance. We definitely do not want that to happen, especially after all the blood, sweat, and tears you've put into building your career. So, to make sure you're protected while you're out there protecting your client's health, we've got a clear 5-step roadmap today. We'll be looking at 1. The online delivery landscape. 2. Qualifications and insurance. 3. Perfecting your disclaimer. 4. Safety and safeguarding. And 5. Music, recording, and compliance. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the online delivery landscape. Let's demystify a word you probably see in every single policy document: indemnity. I know it sounds super intimidating, but it is simply your financial shield. It's the insurance that covers your legal costs and expenses if you have to defend yourself, as well as any damages or costs that might be awarded if a claim is actually made against you. Knowing exactly what's protecting your livelihood is really that crucial first step to delivering online with total peace of mind. And that protection applies differently depending on exactly how you deliver. So the key here is understanding the difference between your methods. Are you doing online live delivery, where you can see your clients in real time, offer instant feedback, and adjust their form? Or are you doing pre-recorded available delivery? That's posting open social videos on demand where anyone can hit play at any time with zero interaction from you. This distinction is absolutely vital because it dictates exactly which rules and safety checks apply to your session. So ask yourself right now, which one are you doing? Moving right along to Section 2, qualifications and insurance. Now, you might be a totally fantastic trainer in person, but you absolutely must ensure your qualifications match your online delivery scope. The guidelines are crystal clear here. You need a qualification recognized by SIMSPA or a national governing body for the specific activity you're delivering. And it goes even further. If you're delivering to a specific population, let's say children or inactive adults, you really should hold a qualification specific to that exact group. You just can't wing it online. Your credentials need to be locked in, verified, and totally relevant to the audience on the other side of that screen. Once you have the right qualifications, you need the right insurance to back it up. The absolute must-haves are public liability and professional indemnity cover. But here's a sneaky detail that catches a lot of people out. If you're running live streams, you must check your policy's maximum participant capacity. Some policies actually cap how many screens you can have on a video call at once, and exceeding that number could entirely void your coverage. Oh, and again, if you're working with specialist populations, you usually need additional specific cover just for that demographic. All right, let's look at Section 3, perfecting your disclaimer. Delivering a disclaimer shouldn't be some clunky, cumbersome chore. It needs to be a simple, chronological 2-step habit that you just build into your everyday routine. Step 1, provide a written disclaimer prior to booking. Give them time to actually read it, digest it, and agree to it before they even log in. And Step 2, deliver a quick verbal reminder at the very start of your stream. Do this every single time you hit record or go live. So what actually goes into that disclaimer? Well, first, the participant must acknowledge they're acting at their own risk without your physical supervision. You also need to advise them to seek a medical professional's guidance if they have underlying issues, and make it clear that it's on them to disclose those conditions to you. Imagine this hypothetical scenario. One of your regular, longtime clients logs onto your live stream, but they just tweaked their knee playing tennis yesterday. Even though they're an existing client, they're now operating under new physical limitation, right?
Your disclaimer forces them to pause, disclose that new condition to you, and allows you to properly record that data securely under GDPR guidelines. It protects both of you and ensures the session is tailored safely.
Next up, Section 4, Safety and Safeguarding.
There's a really important point we often forget. Safety starts with the practitioner. Before you even worry about your client's physical space, you have to create a hazard-free environment for yourself. You must operate within your professional boundaries, only using and demonstrating safe, purpose-built equipment. I mean, you can't be tripping over your dog's toys while trying to show a dynamic lunge on camera. Your space sets the standard for their space.
Because modeling perfect technique in a safe, controlled space is paramount. If you're modifying an exercise using household items because your clients don't have dumbbells, you have to be extremely careful. Actually, scratch that. You have to be flawless. Encouraging the use of equipment that isn't purpose-built could actually affect an insurance claim if a client gets hurt following your lead. Protect your clients from injury by protecting your own environment and your own form first. Now, I need you to hear this clearly. Remote delivery does not lessen your safeguarding responsibilities. There is this dangerous misconception out there that just because you aren't physically touching or in the same room as a client, safeguarding rules just magically go out the window. They absolutely do not. The digital space is just a different room, and your duty of care remains exactly the same. If you're working with children, young people, or vulnerable adults, the rules are incredibly strict. For one-on-one sessions, a parent or guardian should literally be present in the room with the child. We're talking a communal living space, not behind a closed bedroom door. You absolutely must have parental consent for participation. Valid DBS checks are still entirely required for regulated activity, and you should implement a crystal clear online code of conduct so everyone involved knows exactly what behaviors are acceptable on camera and in the chat. Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Music, Recording, and Compliance. Okay, let's break down your post-session compliance. First up, music. We've all heard the nightmare stories, right? A strict copyright bot muting your killer cardio playlist right in the middle of a brutal burpee set, leaving you sweating and panting in total awkward silence. To avoid that completely, you either need the proper PPL/PRS license or you must use royalty-free tracks. Next, recordings. If your platform allows it, aim to keep recordings of your sessions for up to 3 years to protect yourself in case of a delayed insurance claim. And finally, privacy. Limit the recording to just your face and screen whenever possible. If you absolutely must record participants, you need their explicit written consent before ever hitting that record button. Just to reiterate on the music front, securing the music license is definitely the gold standard if you want to use popular commercial tracks to motivate your clients. But hey, if you don't have the capacity or the budget for that right now, royalty-free music is your absolute best legal friend. Do not risk a copyright strike on your channel or platform just for a good beat. It simply isn't worth the headache. Which brings us to the end of our blueprint. I want to leave you with this final thought. You undoubtedly have the passion for changing lives through fitness, but do you have the protection? Delivering online is an amazing tool to grow your business, but following these SIMSPA guidelines is what elevates you from an enthusiastic amateur to a protected, standard-bearing professional. So take 10 minutes today, review your insurance, update your disclaimers, and check your music licenses. Protect your business so you can keep protecting your clients' health. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.